Hi, I'm Lexi with HyprMX here at Pocket Gamers Connect in London, joined by Piyush from Product Madness. Piyush, thank you so much for joining us again for another fireside chat.
No, thanks a lot. Thanks for the invitation again. That was really fun last time.
Great.
So happy to join.
So we'd love it if you could reintroduce yourself to the audience and kind of give us some background and tell us a little bit more about your role at Product Madness.
Sure. No, I started in this industry in 2015. I started working at InMobi, which was on the on the ad network side, and then stayed there for 2 years, 2.5 years almost, and then switched to Uber, where I was leading performance marketing back in India. And then 2.5 years over there, switched to Product Madness, and I've been here almost 4 years now. And I'm director of growth marketing at Product Madness right now.
Very cool. So 2023 was certainly a challenging time for many of us in the industry.
Yeah.
What was your take on things, and what are some of the challenges and difficulties you experienced at Product Madness?
I mean, the biggest issue, it can be sort of, the answers are in two folds, right? So essentially,
Right.
when you look at it, gaming as an industry sort of increased its user base, its revenue, everything during COVID period.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, what I'm seeing right now is the trend that people expect to meet is the COVID trend and not the trend as compared to 2019. The real number comparison right now, if you look at the numbers and how social casino is doing, how gaming in general is doing, is comparing to 2019 and expecting a growth similar to what it was before, right? 2020, 2021 gave you that increase that 22, 23 looks not that much great, right? Because of the inflated sort of way of looking at the data. So the biggest challenge that has been obviously, the shift after COVID, the revenue drop because of that, the user base going away a little bit. And also in our specific space of social casino, I think, the sort of, because there's a similarity in the number of people who are actually doing, sort of online gambling and, doing social casino as well. People tend to be more preferable for online gambling. So we're seeing a little bit of, user base in general across social casino going down. So that's been sort of a bit of a concern, but it's not been that bad, to be very honest. We've been able to sort of hold back and, take care of the drop that was happening. But yeah, that's been the biggest challenge for us.
Yeah, I think many of us experienced that drop and projected numbers based off of that COVID time, which unfortunately did not stay. I mean, good thing COVID's gone. But,
yeah, obviously. No. There no questions there. Good thing COVID's done. I want to call it out on the camera. That's not my point. But no, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, it also depends. Look at the macro factors, right? I mean, it's really interesting. I was chatting to a couple of people. I do a podcast on the side, right? So I keep on talking to different people. And it's been an interesting trend that during 2020, 2021, during COVID, there was a lot of investment also happening in the gaming space, right? A lot of VCs were investing a lot more because they were seeing a lot of growth, right? Post 22, and because of recession also kicking in globally, right? The factors have been one of the biggest factors also is the reduction in VC investment. So a lot of new gamings are not coming in as many companies that were coming before. So that's also a bigger level change that you're seeing, and maybe 24, 25, maybe you start seeing that investment getting back. But right now, at least the whole thing that came around metaverse and Web3 gaming and stuff like that, the investment has not matched to the level of the hype. Let's just put it like that.
That makes sense. So Heart of Vegas, Cashman Casino, Lightning Link, those are some of your notable titles that have continued to stay, as a major title in your portfolio. What are some of the things about those titles that you think has allowed them to continue to grow, especially in that competitive space of social casino games?
So, first of all, product team. The product team is great. The product has to work. Marketing cannot do anything on their own, right? So the product has to work. So the product being great really helps, shape of the narrative. But if I speak from a marketing standpoint, I think what we've been able to do is adjust to the changes relatively fast as compared to other companies. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is the changes around the whole privacy thing, scan and, the entire privacy sandbox that might come in. And similarly, the changes that have been happening in terms of media mix, in terms of understanding how users are reacting to ads, in terms of understanding, okay, there is no retargeting available on iOS and stuff like that, right? So a lot of these changes, macro changes that happened across the industry, I think we were able to sort of be a step ahead of that. Initially, we struggled, to be very honest. When it all started, we were also struggling for a period of 5-6 months. But then once we got the hang of it, we were able to sort of take a step back and look at the bigger picture and say, okay, no, this is what we're going ahead with. This is the strategy we're going to build. This is the media mix change that we expect to happen because of that. So from a marketing standpoint, I'll say just understanding the nature of the changes and being on top of it really helped us.
Great. So as a growth manager, what are some of the trends that you're seeing in the industry, and do you have any predictions for this year?
Uh, I've done these predictions before. I never want to look back at the interview. it's
I was wrong.
yeah, but it's routinely written like the YouTube comments which say this was wrong. No, but you never want to risk that. But no, I mean, look, the trend is pretty clear on certain things like the rise of mini games, right? The rise of people actually investing a lot more in the metaverse space, like companies coming up. Obviously, with lack of VC investment, it's not to the same level, but people are still sort of getting into that space. You look at how exactly the media mix has changed, right?
Yeah.
If you look at on iOS side, how DSPs have sort of increased their relevance, on iOS side. And on Android side, you see a lot of movement through TikTok, Snapchat also trying to acquire a lot of money from the advertiser side, which because they're converting, they're doing well. So at a very high level, there are a lot of interesting trends that are happening. I'll say, mini games being a key theme, but also apart from that, I'll say brand marketing in gaming, which has been sort of subdued for a little while. I'll say that should probably in theory take off. The other trend that I'm seeing is obviously the rise of generative AI. Basically, I mean, in the sense of purely creative based right now, because I don't think AI has sort of taken over any other space apart from creative as of now in marketing. And that makes sense. I'll say that's a very good change that is happening. And yeah, couple of these changes I'll say, and don't show it back to me.
We'll check on that now. So my final question for you is, what are some things that we can expect from Product Madness in 2024?
We are working on a variety of new games.
Nice.
So we are hoping to sort of launch some of the games, in the next 1 or 2 years. And that would be another interesting phase because I'm really excited to launch, a new game altogether that will be really fun from a marketing standpoint as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, the evergreen games that we have, as I said, Heart of Vegas, Cashman Casino, Lightning Link, and Mighty Fu Casino, the 4 apps. Along with that, we have 2 other apps, Big Fish Casino and Jackpot Mania Slots. So all 6 games together, obviously these are our core games, and obviously nurturing them and keeping, the revenue flow continuing in there would be really nice.
Sure. Well, we look forward to hearing more about those new titles that you mentioned, and I wish you luck with everything in 2024. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for inviting me.